Let's get to the big boys. Actually,
yes, got it. Yeah, these are the big boys.
These are
This
not
is
the
what
big
everyone
boys.
waited to see.
Yeah.
These right here are two of the smallest clubs in England by ability on the pitch. If you ever get to the point where you're a club the size of Manchester United, you're talking about, in my personal belief, the third biggest club in the world. You cannot be this bad. And if you're Spurs, even though you haven't won a trophy forever, you cannot play in the most beautiful stadium in the world and be this bad. This is a proper battle between two teams that, honestly, if either one of them got relegated, none of us would say that they didn't deserve it. We would be happy with it. We would be okay with it. And I don't care who leads this off, but somebody tell me something positive about these two teams, because I'm just the negative guy that only talks good about Liverpool. I want to hear something positive about Spurs or United. Jacob, tell me something good about one of these two clubs, other than the fact that Manchester United keep laying off employees that have nothing to do with the footballing ability.
Before you go, Jacob,
I'm
taking a piss, but quick break.
Yeah, Molly Malone's Irish Pub. I tell you, I walked in. You know, it's a beautiful display. I'm sitting in my rotational chair. Got the game on the TV. Got the walls of Jameson on the background. I have a Guinness in hand, and I was confused because I think the first 15 minutes, I thought they got a hold of my JV freshman year game tape, and I thought they were playing it on live TV. That's what I thought. First 15 minutes of this game, and then I had to reel myself in and realize that it was indeed Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs playing. I thought it was me, that big oaf out there, Harry Maguire. I thought that was me.
The quality of this game was probably the worst collective group of 22 players and collective performance of 22 players that I have seen between two Big Six clubs put forth. Maybe since like the COVID era of Arsenal, where every game was just a gong show, I haven't seen two big clubs perform such shit. I mean, I was honestly pissed off that this game was on Peacock. Like, they should have had this thing on like ESPN the Ocho, where it's only available once a year. Yeah, Tubi would have been a good place to broadcast this game.
They should have been streaming a championship game, because that would have been better quality than what I was looking at.
It was horrendous.
It was comparable to the Sidemen charity match.
When Speed sent Danny Aaron's up.
I would have preferred to watch Speed.
Get Angry Ginge out there.
Watching DeLitt reminds me of Uzan Kabak and Reese Williams.
Really? See, I mean, I was kind of like, of all the players, he wouldn't have been on my top 5 to bash by any means.
Oh, that whole team's on my top 5 to bash. That team stinks.
No, I just mean DeLitt on the, like, he would have been my top.
I know, but who do you want to bash? I'm curious.
Interesting. I mean, Casemiro, let's just begin there. let's just start there. I mean, this guy, I don't know what happened between Real Madrid and right now. And you can't tell me it's just age, because it looks like he didn't even know how to kick a ball. You're bringing out the tins.
You see these? If you're watching on YouTube, this is what Casemiro plays football in. You see how big these are? These are size 12 Timberland boots.
Casemiro, he take out
the pace that he moves around the pitch. He looks like he's wearing these out there.
The tackle he put on, son.
Before you go to the next person, we got to stick to Casemiro a tiny bit.
No, that's what I'm saying. The tackle that Casemiro put on, son, for his, I think it was for his yellow card. Dude, not even close, my guy. I mean, not even. He didn't even sniff the ball, dude.
No, but here's
what are you going in there for?
Here's the other thing too.
That's royalty, dude.
We can talk about his defending.
Royalty that she just almost killed.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, the defending, wow. But guys, his attempts at winning fouls. Did you see him fall in the box? Did you
Dude, I
see
didn't know.
Did you see? No, like guys.
Dude, I just
You
saw
know-
chaos.
Do you know what's the funniest thing about United? Is 6 months ago you said, what's this podcast going to do if United turn out good? What are we going to talk about? And we have never had to worry about that since you said that. Because every week is the same exact story. Like, it's every week. There's no new headlines.
Honestly,
Like,
there might
we-
be. There
we
might be.
hop on here every week. The new
Dante hurt.
headline from United this week is that all of their good players are basically out for the season, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Ahmad,
This is what I'm trying to say. First of all, they lost their best player for the rest of the season. You
Oh, yeah.
can't make that up. You can't make that up. Kobe Mainu, he's out for at least 2 weeks. Another injury. Ugarte,
Yeah.
out for however long. Their bench,
I mean, Martinez.
their average age probably has school tomorrow. I'm not even kidding. But here's my question for you guys. How the hell do you get 4 people injured in less than a week? And these are your best players. What is happening
At
in these
training?
training sessions?
He's running them into the ground. You know for a fact he's running those guys into the
I
ground.
don't think he
I don't
is,
think it
because
is.
I've watched them
Yes,
play.
he is. Yes,
I
he
watch
is.
them play
Yes, he
on the
is.
Sundays. They don't run at all.
Dude, no, exactly.
too
Because they're
tired.
tired. Because they're tired, dude.
You
Dude,
might be right.
there's no way that this guy isn't just pumped. Dude, do you think Rashford was just being an ass? There's no way that he was just being an ass for no
I
reason.
won't speak on the Rashford situation. But
He was definitely.
I will. I'm
He was
starting
definitely
to
just
think that
rough.
Rashford has a point.
No, he does. Dude, he does. Dude, he was definitely just running these guys into the ground. And Rashford was just like, nah. Like, absolutely not. And he's like, if you're not with us, you're against us. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. That's Obi-Wan, dude. Quote him. Obi-Wan.
We said about Amram having good control over this situation. We also talked about La Liga being a crap league. But the fact that Anthony has gone there and he is playing well, the fact that Rashford looks like he enjoys football again. I know we said Man United is an absolute cluster F-U blank. But this is just confirming all of those concerns that people have. And it's not getting better. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. You need to get rid of 20 players before you get rid of a manager. Because if you get rid of the manager first, it's going to be the same exact shit with the next one. Because right now, they might as well should have just kept Ten Hag and waited till the summer. Because what the is the difference?
I mean,
Can I ask you guys a
my
question?
predisposition to coaches, I just notoriously just already just hate coaches. But this guy makes me hate him even more. Sorry, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
No,
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead,
no,
Kenny.
you got to speak your mind. No, you got to speak your mind. Is there anything else? Because
I mean, again, this guy is coaches talk all the time about drop your ego. This guy's got the biggest ego, and I don't know the guy, but I mean, I've got to assume you're running off these guys. Anthony's playing well. You're clearly running them into the dirt. I just don't disagree. I just don't agree. But what?
Yeah, no, I've seen. Oh, go ahead.
Somebody asked him a question before the game about the struggles that Ange is having in the injuries. And his response was literally, yes, Ange has had a lot of tough times and a lot of tough situations, but the job of managing Manchester United is more difficult. Why would you say that?
Dude, don't even get me started on this.
I mean, Ange had the perfect response to that after the game. I don't know if anyone saw, but basically just a clap back at, oh, Man U has a lot of injuries. Not my problem. This is one game. Deal with it for 2 months. So I thought
Do you think when they were before they started the game, did you guys see, like, were you guys watching? Because when they all came out of the tunnel and Amarin and Ange were hugging each other and talking in your ear, what do you think they were saying? Like, how many times are you gonna blame injuries on this post game interview? How many times? Over under? How many times should we both say injuries? 3, 4? Okay.
Did Amarin, Amram makes me think of a guy that wants to get clubbing in Ibiza more than he wants to manage football.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that fester. I'm gonna let that one, let the tannins mellow on that one. Let's move it over to this other bottle.
No,
Let's open another one.
Yeah, get your candles, maybe a different one. But here's what I'm saying. So with Amram, with United, I was gonna say that their training sessions, we've seen a couple tussles in our training sessions. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's why people are getting hurt. Who knows? But regardless, this is a genuine question because I know they lost. But do you think they deserve to win that game?
Dude,
Do we actually think about it? Do we actually
No.
think they didn't do enough to win the game?
No one deserved to win that game. Both teams were shit.
Both teams could have won. Like,
I mean,
like honestly, the person that was winning that game was like who was scoring on a screw up. No
That's what
one
I'm
was
saying.
like no one was stringing passes together to put the ball back in there.
I'm not talking about passes.
I'm
We
genuinely
saw Garnacho's
concerned.
miss.
I am genuinely
dude.
concerned that neither
He's
team wanted to win the game. And Hoyland, barbaric stinker. Barbaric. This guy sucks. This guy absolutely
Barbaric.
sucks. He is one of the
Dude.
worst strikers in the
Barbaric.
league.
See, I gotta
He's
put,
not one of the worst strikers in the league. Convince me that he's not, because he is.
Well, I would say the only bad part about a striker is you do need people in front of you. Like if you're just a true, like, power, like if you're just a true center forward, you need people to feed the ball into you. I mean, he's got nothing coming to him. But I agree, he's not good.
Well, I agree. My thing with Hoyland is that although the quality of the game was very low, Hoyland's problem is that he doesn't know the proper runs to make as a 9, which is why he's never getting shots on target, which is why he's never receiving the ball in a place where as a forward you should be receiving the ball. Because here, one example that I'll just call out real quick is that he thinks that he had the run on Ben Davis the entire game, right? We saw that same exact run, that ball down the line. My problem is, if you're the 9, my brother, why are you running down the wing? If you're going to be a 9, stay within the premises of maybe the 18-yard box. Don't keep going out wide and getting in these WWE tussles, because then you're not going to show what you're about. You're not going to show why people are paying this price tag. You're running yourself out the game, and that's my only thing with Hoyland.
That he has negative football IQ.
Exactly my point. He was with Ruud van Nistelrooy for how long? A month, maybe. I feel like there's enough class in Ruud van Nistelrooy to tell him hey, maybe you don't want to run to the corner flag and get yourself in a pickle that you won't get out of.
Yeah, you don't have those feet. Now here I will say he was probably watching Garnacho play on the wing, and he gets the ball picked off his feet almost every time he plays. He was like, you know what, I might as well try. I mean, this guy's.
It's a United problem. It simply is. Do you realize how good Sporting were with Amram as their manager?
I don't think he's a bad manager per se.
To be this bad. Yes, he has some of the blame, but this is a player-based issue for me. This comes down to the players either not being good enough, not caring, or not being good enough. And the answer is either A, B, or C, all of the above. And I'm going with C. They're not good enough, and they don't care. Mostly they're not good enough.
I agree, but still, I've said this before, you are still a Premier League manager. You cannot get relegated. Number one, I don't care what your system is. I don't know. I don't care what your system is. Okay? Dude, what are you laughing for? You can't get relegated. Dude, the track that you're on right now.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm literally just saying the fact that you're saying relegation is a serious state. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
7 points of the relegation zone.
Dude, he cannot just keep playing a system that the players can't play and being like, just give it time. Brother, you're not going to have any time if you're playing in the championship.
The results don't matter. It's about playing good football. The results don't matter. The results do matter.
Yes. The players at Manchester United are still better players than the teams that should be relegated. So just play a style of football that will keep you up this year, or at least like just get you through. Like if these are the players you know you're not going to be playing in your style, then just play what will suit them for now. And then as you start to get the players you need, then because why teach a bunch of players you're not going to have? Why waste the time?
Because they're going to be there. Because they're not going to be able to get rid of any of them.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like with the whole go ahead.
Even Saudi has a limited amount of money that they're willing to spend on shit players.
I'm not even talking about
only
Saudi.
Get out of jail free card because these players aren't going anywhere.
With the new PSR rules, they can't sell everyone all in one window. They're gonna have to learn. So that's what he's doing. My thing with Benny, what you just said, it was the whole you can't keep playing these players in this system and just like whatever else you were saying. How does Casemiro play 90 minutes? I'm sorry, back to this.
No, well, that's what.
If you have this Kone kid who's everyone's been talking about in the academy, the Cheeto Obi Martin who's been scoring goals up top, Hoyland and Casemiro were your worst players for today. How do you even let them play 90 minutes?
Dude, and that's what I mean.
Like his philosophy,
Yeah, I mean, I want to keep hating on Garnacho. That miss was
crazy, but my problem with Garnacho is that he's the attempts that he should be scoring, he's not scoring, and then when you expect him to do nothing, he comes up with something like a shot on target or something like that.
Like he's not a winger like he's not a like. Every time I see him get the ball on the flank, he's not fast enough to do anything. His feet aren't quick enough to do it. Like I just don't understand why he's even on the pitch. To be honest with you, I don't know what happened to the 2023, where he was playing pretty well.
Benny, plain and simply,
they should have sold him.
There's no one else on this Man United roster. Like that's starting 11. Who the heck are you going to play over?
I don't know. Someone from the academy. Bring someone up.
If they would have sold him for
bring him up, dude.
55, 60 million, whatever they were going to sell him for, I can guarantee you that they would have been able to use 55 or 60 million in much better ways than having Garnacho.
You think they would have used it in January?
Probably not, because they probably just want to save money and not spend any money.
Yeah.
But that's not my issue. That's their issue. And if they think that getting rid of the sous chef is going to help them win more games, they're the most delusional bunch out there. And they might be, because it seems like Man United's biggest problem right now, regardless of the manager and the players, is it seems like all of the executives all believe that they're the smartest human being in the world, and none of them have shown any signs of intelligence since they have taken over at United.
I hear it. I absolutely hear it. Well said. I feel like we don't have to keep harping on United, even though I do have a interesting take on Xerxes, but I'll save it. I think I'll save it. I'm going to just save it. I'll let that one breathe for later.
Xerxes got out of this scot-free. You can't let that slide.
My problem is I loved his performance. I can't even lie.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
I will say, I feel like I don't know. Every time I see him play, I'm like, he's kind of clumsy, but,
No, but like we saw bravery. We saw someone trying to take on players. Like he had a couple of megs. He's trying to dribble past, but he's trying to show quality. Like he's trying. And that's why I appreciated the performance. Although like some of it, probably half of it didn't come off.
What do you think, Marcus?
I'm sure.
What do you think?
I'm sure if he was passing the ball to Marcus, if he was to the viewers listening on Spotify.
I think Emeron.
Right. But yeah, I actually appreciated his performance, and although there was so much terrible quality on the field today between both teams, I thought him and Bruno for Man U were like more of the standout performers. We can wrap it up with anything on Tottenham, anything on Ange, anything that you want to talk about before we hit Muckies.
I love James Madison. I feel like he's Roy Keane, what did he say? He's back in the dressing room. If you're Tottenham, you're not saying, "Oh, we're all right."
And Roy Keane's not wrong.
I mean, I disagree. I mean, I feel like every time I watch him play, he's He's never been. I don't know. I guess you could say that occasionally he doesn't do much, but for the most part, he's in there. He's passing. He's making stuff happen, and I would say more often than not, he gets a goal and an assist. And I definitely think he's better than Kulusevski.
The reason I agree with Keane is because
Yeah.
Ange obviously doesn't think James Madison should be playing nonstop. And I'm going to maybe take Ange's word for maybe there's a reason why he doesn't trust James Madison. Because there has to be some reason.
I'm sure he maybe said something or stuff, but again, this is where manager, I don't care. Like, this is a grown-ass man. If he wants to go play darts, he can go play darts. If he comes on the field, gets a goal, he gets a goal.
I mean, that kind of lines up with what I was about to say. I feel like him, Jack Grealish, great additions to the Duquesne locker room.
Dude.
Immaculate vibes. And that might be the problem for Spurs. So